Hi, I'm Andrew Olson, and every year we try to write a letter. We don't necessarily get it out every year, but this year I wrote one, and I put it. I'm making a video this year mainly because when you write a letter like mine, full of sarcasm and silliness, it's kind of hard to get it to sound right in other people's heads. So, if you're having trouble reading my ramblings, I did this so at least maybe you could hear it read the way I kind of had pictured it sounding in our heads. Here it goes. Oh, I can also prove that I don't put a lot of thought into everything because here's the title. What in the world have we been up to? Try as hard as I might, this letter is very difficult to get out the door for Christmas. The editing process is lengthy and difficult, and when I submit it to the chief editor, she removes half of it for very little reason, and I have to start over. So, Happy New Year or Joyous Purim to you, depending on when you get this. Chief Editor's Change. This year I am introducing a new option because there are still a few pure souls out there who tend to believe some of the more shameful stuff I write in each family letter. So the chief editor has required me to put in what I will call a truth box at the very bottom of the letter, which will reveal whatever the real truth may be if in fact I happen to exaggerate. The culmination of the plan. 8 years ago, Robin considered going after a new career, and the 8-year plan seemed daunting, to say the least. But a good friend of ours said to her, Robin, you're going to turn 41 either way, so it might as well be as a CRNA. Well, she started the plan, and although she still won't admit to turning 41, she has finally achieved the master's degree of nursing anesthetist, or CRNA. We're all impressed down here, I can tell you. In March, many of our family attended the graduation proceedings, and Robin was honored to be selected by her class to give the commencement address. We loved it and were leaking joy right out of our eyes. What a wonderful day. Then, after weeks of frantic, worried preparation, Robin passed her board exam. As I expected, yes, she is a huge Robbie. Robin now works at our local hospital surgery center, another wonderful blessing, and usually enjoys it. Robin says I can't brag about her anymore, so I'll move on to other targets in the family. By the way, the trip to Jamaica we invited everyone to last year was wonderful. We were joined by Robin's parents, her Aunt Judy, Carlin and Tim Wilson and fam, Robert Berglund, and Martin and Catherine Dickers. Fun was had by all. In our last letter, Khalid mentioned that I was involved in a medical coding program, and I have since graduated from that, so I am in the process of finding employment here in our area. But they all want experience. What is so great about experience? Isn't a grumpy attitude enough anymore? Well, I will continue to do the decorative concrete, but only as projects come in, since that's how this economy is nowadays. Another milestone for me is that my mother, Bev, went home to be with the Lord this year. It was a good thing for her, even she said that. She traded pain and other failings for a new super body and time in the presence of the best friend of all. So I'll miss her and be grateful for the blessings that were given to me through her and her life. Cully, who's in 6th grade, is beginning to understand why his older sisters don't seem to enjoy the privilege of schooling. So now we have 3 whiners in the house. No, I don't count. I go far beyond that just rudimentary whining. It's an art. But Cully still does well in his classes, so we'll just let him go on and on about the appalling situation he's forced to go to every day. I need to remember to take away his Calvin and Hobbes books. I really can't complain about our little Mr. Science. He continually impresses us with all sorts of information. In fact, the kids in his science class all decided that if the teacher should happen to die, Cully would teach the class. So he's got that going for him, which is nice. Well, we just like to call him Cliffy around the house. 8th grader Ellie has enjoyed being the top of the heap at school. I'm here. Please try to keep up. The response from her parents to that is simply, so anyway. We apparently just don't get it. Also, these kids watch YouTube like I watched TV, I guess, but I'm sure I wasn't that bad. Still, she does do well in her classes, so I just relax and try to make heads or tails of this new YouTube humor. I need to remember to take all media away in our house. The only media Ellie can't live without is books. She is the definition of the term voracious reader. She reads a book like I want to enjoy macaroni and cheese all day. I've stopped trying to keep track of which book she's reading because my Cro-Magnon brain keeps track of reading books in terms of months. And Ellie reads a book a day. You know, think that right. Janie and Ellie again impressed us by surviving swimming season. Although they still are relative newbies at competitive swimming, they started winning some races. They may never be Olympians, but they keep improving, and Mom and Dad are a little too proud in the stands, according to the girls.
Look, Janie, who's that crazy lady who keeps jumping up on the seats during your races?
Janie is moving swiftly through high school and still doesn't understand why she can't get her own apartment. Everyone would be a lot happier, she says, and believe me, we don't disagree with that. She continues to work part-time and continues to enjoy getting paid for it and talking to boys that are way too old for her, in my opinion. A new and terrifying thing that is happening to my sophomore is that older boys are becoming interested in her. I like to believe that Janie is afraid of commitment, and that is why she's friends with boys who are leaving the school system quickly. This means no long-term relationships or messy breakups, which I can appreciate. Also, so far, she's been friends with mostly guys from the Lutheran high school, so they still have a whole lot of guilt that's keeping their oats in the bag, if you know what I mean. But it can't last forever. She's going to really like one of these reprobates someday, and with Ellie moving to high school all too soon, unceasing prayer will have to be enough. That, and I'll just keep cleaning my gun and waiting for the boys to start circling the house. In truth, we have been so richly blessed this year with family and friends and through our Lord. Words cannot tell. This year I hope you find, or have found, how to be truly rich. It has nothing to do with dollars. 1 Corinthians 8, verse 9. For you know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, so that you, through his poverty, might become rich. Have a great year, and we love you. The Olsons. A side note with a little opinion of mine. If you're the couple whose Christmas message is a picture of just your children because, they're the ones growing up and you're so proud of them, well, I've got a few words for you. You scaredy cat, weasel losers. I don't really want to see your children. I want to see a picture of you. I'm sure the kids are just great, but I know and love you, I guess. And I want to enjoy seeing that you're falling apart too. You may think you look older or less than perfect, but don't you understand? It brings joy to all of us to know that all our bodies are going to pot. So please, take me into consideration for once. Next year, when you consider your picture, if you choose to do the cowardly kid shot, please just put a pic of yourself in our envelope. It enables me, and I like to see my friends. So no, I don't think there's any big deal. Holy cow, is that me? Oh. I thought you said the camera only adds 10 pounds.
Hey, could you bring that sandwich over here? Yeah, no, the big one. Yeah, sandwich. It's all the way over. Can you bring it here? Yeah, thanks. You know what I like to have right before I go to bed? Some strawberry milk. And some Hubba Bubba. Thank you very much.
You think they'd have tanning effect by now? Don't you have that technology anymore? Oh, wow. Sorry, guys.